Good day, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are pleased to have you here for our webinar, Risk-Based Governance in the AI Era, how ISO IEC 27001 and ISO IEC 42001 complement each other. We are honored to be joined by two of our MSCB auditors, Mr. Adel Moneim and Mr. Mostafa AlShamy. This is the webinar agenda, who includes risk-based governance part, AI risk and how to manage them, and the question and answer session. We will start with a short background of our auditors. First, we have Mr. Adel Moneim, who is a registered cybersecurity expert with over 28 years of experience. And he has been a pioneer in the cybersecurity field in ethical hacking and penetration testing, while leading major projects across multiple critical sectors. Recognized as one of the Middle East foremost GRC leaders, Adel brings deep expertise in globally respected frameworks and standards. Adel is accredited trainer by ISC2, ISACA, EC Council, APNG, PCB, and CertNexus. He is also certified MSCB auditor for numerous standards, as well as CSA STAR certification. He is globally recognized as a top cybersecurity influencer and continues to be trusted advisor on cybersecurity strategies, policies across the Middle East and beyond. Next, we have Mr. Mostafa AlShamy, who is a trainer, assessor, consultant, and an auditor with more than 20 years of experience in GRC and respective fields, including but not limited to SMS, ISMS, PIMS, BCMS, RM, data governance, and management. In the last 8 years, he has conducted tens of audits on behalf of MSCB over four continents. Through his experience, he has helped many organizations express their commitment to quality and continuous improvement. Here is also a short brief about MSCB, who is a certification body accredited by best accreditation body with international standards. Furthermore, MSCB is also a corporate member of the Cloud Security Alliance CSA, who offers level 2 STAR certification with ISO IEC 27001. We are also proud members of IAAR, a member-driven organization promoting accredited management system certification. Next, we will start with Mr. Mostafa AlShamy part, where he will be talking about the theme of this webinar, and then we will continue with Mr. Adel Moneim's part, who will also be talking about the theme of this webinar.
Okay, so when we are talking about governance, we are thinking about what are the objectives we need to achieve and who are our stakeholders, what are their needs, and at the same time, do we have any risks? Of course, risk is a very basic aspect of everything we have in our life, not in business, even in our social life. Like what about COVID-19? It affected every one of us, not only businesses, not only governments, not only flights and movement. No, everything was and everyone was affected at that time. So this is why we need to consider about risk and about resources so that we can reach to our goals and objectives without losing a lot of resources or without being affected by huge risks. So to do this, we need to have a higher level of top management. Maybe I can have my laser pointer so that we can point to where I am talking about. Okay, so we need to understand the context. And to do this, we need to have a higher level of top management, those who can make decisions, although they are not implementing them on the day-to-day operation. And this is why they can make proper decisions, because they will not be impacted by the heavy load of doing them on every day. It's something like audit. If I'm an auditor, I can't be an implementer at the same time. I can't be a consultant. Because if I am consultant at the same time, I would like the audit to be very easy so that when I implement or build a management system, it will be so easy for me. And this is a clear conflict of interest. We have the same conflict of interest if we have someone working in governance and operation or management, not top management. So we need to understand the context, where are we now? Okay, and at the same time to look forward on where we want to be. Okay, meaning understanding the objectives, how to achieve them, what are the resources needed for this. Okay, what about the ownership? Who will do it for us and for the company, of course. And at the same time, we need to monitor performance from moving to where are we now to where are we going to. And COVID, by the way, have the greatest example for this, which is three main letters, EDM, which is evaluate, where we are now, direct, where we want to go, and monitor. And this is a layer of governance which is above the management. Okay, so how governance is based on risks? If we are talking about assessing where are we now, I'm sure that we will discover a lot of risks, and I will tell you what is risk later on. Okay, and for going to where we want to be, of course, we will have a lot of risks during our journey. So this means that moving from now to the future, achieving our objectives, we need to take care about risks. And when we are talking about risks, many people I have met think that risks are those uncertain events which will have negative impact on our objectives. No, this is the old definition. This is the old definition. Starting from 2007, risks has different definition. A risk is an uncertainty, okay, for something which is related to one or more of our objective, whether it will have negative threat. This is the old definition, which the one everyone knows, or positive opportunity. Positive opportunity. So opportunities are defined as risks at the same time. And you can say that something like 90% of my customers in audit, and I have a huge number of customers in audit in 4 continents, you can say that 80% of them can't believe that risks means negative threats and or positive opportunities. So this is why we need to consider this. Okay, when we are talking about risk, there are some key principles we need to take care about. Proactive risk identification, which means we can't wait for risk till it happens and we have impact and then care about risk. Why? Because this will not be risk, this will be incident. If we are talking about the negative threat and it took place already, it will be incident. And if we are talking about positive opportunity, it will be benefit. So both of them are not more risks. So it should be proactive. It's not reactive. And whenever we are doing our identification and analysis, what about if we discover something like 10, 20, 30 opportunities and threats? We need to have prioritization. Which one of them has higher impact? Which one of them I need to start working on earlier? I should provide more resources, more senior people to deal with it, something like this. Okay, and this absolutely will affect our decisions because it's an informed decision. It's not normal decision. So we have some information to make our decision based on. Okay, and of course, this will enhance our resilience. We are not talking about continuity. We are not talking about disaster recovery. We are talking about the whole field, which is resilience, which is continuing and being able to provide the same services and products to customers. If we are talking about business, what about if we are talking about our lives, the education of our children? So take care. Resilience is something important. Okay. Let me tell you one of my secrets when we are talking about consultancy. Okay, before audit, and we will reach to audit later on today. ISO organization has launched what is called, or has released, sorry, what is called Annex L, and this is an annex. What is this? This is a template. If we would like to describe it, this is a template, a high-level structure template for those who are working inside ISO organization, who are creating new management system standards or updating existing ones. This template was released in 2012, 13 years ago, and it has a very clear structure of any management system that was launched from that year or updated after that year, 2012. And as you can see, it has clause number 6, which is planning, addresses risks and take care and opportunities, which means that starting from 2012 till now, any ISO standard was produced at that time or updated from that time has this structure from 1 to 10. And of course, you know that some ISO standards have some annex or annexes. Part number 6, clause number 6, it's about risk. What does this mean? This means that every ISO standard we have since 2012 is caring about risks and opportunities. So now risk management is a core component in any ISO standard. Okay, this is very important. Why? And why do we need to follow this Annex SL? If you are a normal organization which is trying to have one or more management system implemented, if you have two ISO standards or two management systems related to the same department under the same top management, you can have what's called IMS, which is Integrated Management System. Something like, what about if we would like to implement ISO 20000 for Service Management System and ISO 22301 Business Continuity Management System inside the IT department? Okay, so it's inside the same department and the CIO will be the owner of the two management systems. So at this scenario, we can have an integrated management system, which will help us to reduce a lot of time, resources, costs, because we will integrate starting from 4, context of the organization, leadership, planning, support, performance, and improvement. And for 8, which is operation, will be different flavor for any ISO standard, which means for the 22301, we will have BIA, BCB, and so on, exercising, testing, all the continuity topics. And for the 20,000, we will have around 18 ITIL processes. But what about from 4 to 10, away from 8? They are integrated, and this is excellent. And in our case, for this webinar, we can integrate the 27001 for the information security management system and the AI management system, the 42001. So this annex is excellent, and you can combine not only 2, I'm saying starting from 2 ISO standards or more, but we have only one condition, which is all these management systems are combined in the same department under the same top management. And this shows us how the 2 ISOs we are talking about have the same structure. Okay, let's have a quick overview about AI history. Some people are thinking that AI started when we have ChatGPT, for example. No, AI is there from last century, from the 1950s. And the first time we have the artificial intelligence, okay, as a word, as a term, it was in 1956 by John McCarthy, and it was at that time cared about only problem solving at that time. From 60s to the 80s, in these 3 decades, it was about AI maturation and expert systems. We are talking about mobile robots. Starting from the 90s and the 2000s, it was the rise of machine learning. And at that time, we have large data sets, okay, large data sets and a lot of information, a lot of data to analyze. Why? Because at that time, we have internet, and not anyone at that time, but many people can connect over the internet. Many websites, many companies have a lot of transactions, a lot of reservations, a lot of services provided over the internet. And this is why we have large amounts of data sets, and every data set can have a lot of data inside it. So this is fueled the advancement in machine learning. Later, from the 2010 till now, okay, this is the era of deep learning. And again, we have much, much more larger data sets. And at the same time, we have huge processing power. We have huge data centers and a lot of networking, a lot of security enhancements. And this led us to have image recognition. And now you can talk to ChatGPT or AI Gemini from Google or whatever. We have a lot of models right now, LLM models, and you can talk to them in natural language, like what I'm saying. We are not writing technical prompts or programming prompts. No, we don't use this anymore. It's natural language processing. And now we have generative AIs and AI agents, as most of us know. Okay, when we talk about the risks covered by the ISO 27000 and 42001, okay, both of them are caring about risks and the impact arises from risks. So we have shared interest, which is risks. Okay, when we are talking about the 27001, which is mainly about information security and cyber security, the key risks include unauthorized access to sensitive data, and cyber attacks such as malware, phishing, and as you can see, this is dominant right now. Data breaches and leakage. And what about ransomware? As you can see, its impact right now, it's impacting not only people or normal entities, it's impacting governments. And insider threats, and this is a huge topic to talk about, but not right now, maybe in other webinars, and system vulnerabilities and failures. And you can talk about what you like in this topic. It's unlimited. Why it's unlimited? Because we are using information technology and internet in every aspect of our life. So this is why we will have unlimited sources of risk. But to deal with this, we must first understand what is our assets. Because if you understand your assets, you can understand the vulnerabilities and threats. And on the other hand, opportunities based on your strengths. Okay. If we are talking about the 42001, the Artificial Intelligence Management System, and we said that it's also related on risks and opportunities, but from a different perspective. It's cared about bias and fairness. Are the AI models we are using, are their decisions fair or not? Can they make decisions properly, or they will care only about numbers, about statistics, but they don't care about people or their needs? Okay, what about transparency and explainability? Do we know how the AI model makes the decision, or we just care about the final result? We don't care about how they made it, or if they having any interference from outside. Okay, what about accountability? Who is accountable for the decision? Is it an AI system, or we have human supervision, which all regulators are mandated right now? Okay, what about privacy? If we are talking about people managing information system, we have a lot of privacy leakage incidents. What about AI management systems? What about if we have a leakage? What will be the impact? And which type of data will be leaked? This is a very important question. We must have an answer for it before starting using AI systems. Security of AI systems themselves. And here, the ISO 27001 can support us in this part, because this is related to information security and cybersecurity for AI systems specifically. So it's a very shared topic. And at the end, we have societal and ethical impacts. Because if we are dealing about information related to personal, which is PII, we are talking about privacy. What about people? What about the impact on their life? What about the society? What does it accept? What does it reject? So we must have some human sense. Okay, it's not about machines, it's not about calculation or statistics. No, we have some other human decisions that must be made above all of this. Okay, when we are talking about the risk based approach in the 27001, it's embedded inside the ISO. I will tell you something many people don't know. When we go back to ISO 27001, the version of 2005, it's all about having a scope. So you must define the scope first, and inside this scope, you can go and make risk assessment. But starting from the ISO 27001 year 2013, the concept is vice versa, which means it's the opposite, which means that you will have risk assessment against all your assets. So you will not define a scope first like the earlier version. No, you will have a risk assessment first on everything you have. Then later you will define the scope. And this is clear in clause 4.3. This subclause talking about determining the scope of the ISMS, and it's based on risk assessment. And when we reach to the subclause 6.1.2, which is information security risk assessment, it talks about having a methodology, a clear methodology, talking about the impact, the probability, how we calculate risk. Okay, is it qualitative or what? So we need to have a clear methodology talking about how to identify and assess and evaluate information security risks. And to support you more in 6.1.3, we have a link between the information security risk assessment and Annex A, which currently, based on the latest version, 2022, it has 93 controls. And for these 93 controls, this is something like a checklist to check which of them can support you in dealing with the discovered risks. And at the same time, this is not the maximum number, although all of them are optional, but this is the minimum. You can have a central bank above your bank, and you have some regulations. You can have a health authority or a communication regulator, whatever, based on the nature of your organization. So the 93 controls are the minimum. You can have some more regulatory or contractual requirements. Okay, when we talk about the risks covered in this ISO, we have to have systematic here doesn't mean automatic, by the way, or automated. Systematic here means approach or process based. We should have a methodology to cover risk management process for identification and the treatment, for risk assessment and the treatment. And we can choose from our 93 controls, as we said, and we must have the 93 controls or more based on regulation or contractual requirements in what is called the statement of applicability with a justification for inclusion or exclusions. Okay, when we go to the 42001, what are the risks we can talk about? We can talk about, and please take care about the first two types. The first one, AI risk assessment. And this means how AI systems and modules can make risk for others. While the other point, which is AI impact assessment, this is about their impact on people, not the impact of attack or encryption or having unauthorized access. This is a technical one. So this one can be related to the ISO 27001 risks, because this is technical risks. What's the risk on AI systems and models? But this is what is the impact of AI on people and on individuals whom we have their data processed and judged by AI models. We can have some AI specific controls, and we will talk about this later, which are very specific to AI, like how they make their decision and so on. And one more, which is life cycle approach, which means that we need to cover the whole life cycle of AI management system. It's not about the beginning or the end or decisions or consent. No, we must cover everything. Can we integrate both of these ISO standards? Yes, we can do it. How? Because we have Annex, you remember, and we can unify our risk management. It will be a great way, by the way, to save time and money and have the same methodology. And we can use the same controls in relation to information security, which is great. And at the same time, we will have one upper comprehensive governance, as we talked about. This will be great. Okay, let's move on to certification journey. How can we make a journey? How can we get a certification for our organization, whether again it's the 27,001 alone or the 42,001 alone or both of them? Okay, first you need to obtain management support for the management system. It's a top management decision. Why? Because they will pay money, they will provide support, they announce importance and so on during the life cycle. We need to define the scope. Okay, and as we agreed, I prefer to have the scope covering everything. And after conducting risk assessment, you can de-scope. You can make the scope smaller, but it's based on risk. And take care, the scope is dynamic, which means after 1 or 2 years, if we discover more risks, the scope can change. And if we have dealt with some risks, the scope can be different. Okay, so scope is changing based on risk. Take care. Identify requirements and responsibilities. Okay, and develop training for those who are managing the management systems or the integrated management system, and awareness for everyone else. Okay, and they take care about suppliers and customers, not only employees. Design the process for risk management and perform risk assessment and the treatment, which can be combined. We can combine it. Okay, and when you build the management system, now you have all your controls fulfilled and you must operate it, because some people think that if we finish the implementation of our management system or integrated management system today, this means that tomorrow we are ready for external audit. No, it's not like this. You should have some evidence. Some evidence. It's something like if you have your vehicle, you have your car, before going to the maintenance center, you should have some kilometers in your car, okay, in usage. You should use it first before going to the maintenance center, something like this. We should have some evidence. Conduct internal audit. This is a must for stage 1 audit, and have at least one management review meeting before external audit. Okay, so before the audit, you should have what we have said in the last slide, and we need to check what is the best certification body for us based on language, experience, accreditation, qualification of auditors, and so on. Then we can have an engagement which lead us to planning the audit, have a plan for the audit, and have our stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 1, it's something like introduction, understanding the organization, the needs, systems, people, whatever they have, okay, and the risks, of course. Stage 2 is the actual audit. This is the actual audit where auditors use their audit procedures, the toolbox, their tools to test the evidence provided by the auditee to make sure whether they are confirming or having non-conformities for the criteria, which is the ISO standard or standards selected by the auditee. Then we will have the initial certification. This is the first year, okay, where your organization can have a certificate. But the certificate is not for 1 year, it's for 3 years. So this is why you will have in the second year a first surveillance audit, which will have its audit plan again. And in the third year, you will have the second surveillance, which will have its audit plan too. Okay. After certification journey, some people said that if we got the certificate, this is the end of the race. No, this is not the end. The race is non-stoppable, by the way, because after the certificate, you need to have continual improvement for all the components of the management systems. You need to measure the objectives and the KPIs and improve them over time. You need to have every single year at least one internal audit and one management review after this internal audit to discuss its outputs, among many things, including risk assessment and treatment. And the training and awareness should be continual, and changes to the management system should be discussed, etc. These are the minimum requirements. What about pitfalls to avoid? We have here 2 slides, and then Engineer Adel can take over. So for the pitfalls, we have it biocertification and post-certification. Before certification, we have many people have wrong scope, including locations, disaster recovery sites, branches. So make sure to include what is matter for you. It's not about the certificate. It's about you. It's about quality. Wrong type of personal, okay, of personal data to cover, which means do we have the AI management system and something like the 27701 PIMS Privacy Information Management System for only the personal data of employees or customers or posts. So what about if you are a bank and you are caring about employees, bank and caring about employees, what about customers? You have their financial information. We can have partial personal data lifecycle. No, if you decide that employees, customers, or both of them, you should cover the whole life cycle, not partial. Okay, some people forget about consent, something like we are an old company or an old bank for decades now, and we have millions of customers. I can't get consent. So you will not be able to get certification. Consent is a must, and take care. It's not about certification. It's about regulations right now. And there are a lot of huge penalties. Not prepared for incident and breaches. We manage the data, but we don't have a written process and trained people for how to manage incidents or breaches. Okay, not sufficient or proper training and awareness. And take care. This is the weakest part in your chain. This is the big weakest part of your chain, which is people. Discover risks and forget opportunities. We said it again and again. Take care about opportunities. Okay, not modifying, not unified document management system. Whenever we are seeing documented information, they have different structure. They have different agreement, approval procedure. They have different validity, some for 1 year, others for 3 years. No, we need to have a unified DMS, document management system. Some people are doing the internal audit on their own work, and this is a conflict of interest. Okay, and some high top management people are just caring about technical aspects. No, we need to care about other management aspects in addition, of course, to technical aspect, as you know. And what I don't like to have, and this is happening in some cases, that some customers who are paying the fees of the certification audit, they are saying if we paid the money, this means by default that we will take the certificate. And no, this doesn't equal this. Sorry. And for the pitfalls to avoid after the certification, improper certification announcement, which means some people are going and say that our organization is certified against, sorry, against a specific ISO standard, and this is for a specific service or product. No, this is not legal. It's a certification for a management system. A management system. This is why we have MS at the end of any management system. SMS, ISMS, PIMS, AIMS, and so on, BCMS, QMS. So it's a certification for a management system, not a service or a product. Misunderstanding certification for regulatory compliance. No, regulatory compliance overrides certification and the ISO requirements. Neglecting MS regular maintenance, and we talked about it. You should take care about 100% of your management system, even if the first or second surveillance will cover something like 60% of the ISO requirements. Take care about 100% of the management system. Lacking MS continuous improvement, we have covered it, and this can lead to suspension or withdrawal of your certificate. Take care. Neglecting last audit non-conformities. No, you must have corrective action and make sure that the corrective actions are continuing. They are not something like a temporary workaround. No, we need to have it as a permanent resolution, not as a temporary workaround. And the first surveillance, it should be taking place before 12 months from the certification date. And the second surveillance, it should be before 24 months, because some people are saying, no, it should be after 12 or 24. No, no, no. It should be before, not after. And now I will stop sharing so that Engineer Adel can take over from me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mostafa. Okay. Once again, I'm welcoming you, everyone, and I'm happy to be with you. Mostafa had longer time than expected, so I will go somehow faster than expected. However, my main message I need to deliver within this webinar is to give a hotspot or a spotlight on practical risks related to artificial intelligence. Basically, we have many categories of those who may be impacted with AI. As you can see, AI may impact individuals, may impact groups, society, organizations, or the entire ecosystem. At the individual level, civil rights may be impacted, and I will share with you something very practical very soon. You may lose your job due to AI, or you may have a safety issue due to AI as well. For groups, discrimination, and I think now we have a very strong example for such a kind of handling different groups or different subsets of the society in United States, like, for example, dealing with immigration issues and something like that. I will share with you very soon some news at societal level. We have socio-economical issues. We have health or mental health issues. Let us go one by one. Once again, this is a range or diversity of impacts individuals may suffer from, like bias and discrimination, as I mentioned, like bias in sampling data. One of old and known examples about discrimination where Amazon created kind of automated hiring application. The AI-based hiring system or recruitment system was trained based on males, male CVs only. So training data was focused mainly on male CVs, not female CVs. Accordingly, they detected later that system is rejecting any female job applicant, and they had to restructure the system, not even to retrain the system, because even after retraining, system was not going as expected. Okay, it's just an example for bias and discrimination. Training may be overfit. As I mentioned, I will not focus on covering every single point within the slides due to time constraint, but as you see, another example, what is the meaning fitted or overfitting model? Means the training is working very well for specific kind of data. Like if the training model was trained in United States, you may face a problem when you implement the same model within Europe, or vice versa. You may select people with dark skin for training the model, so it will not accept those with white skin or something like that. Some practical, this is again just a more organized way and a more easy way to read. Employment and hiring, insurance and social benefits. You may apply for a loan from the bank and your loan will be rejected for unknown reason, explainability risk, or you don't know, and transparency risk as well. You don't know why you got rejected. Okay, under GDPR, as you understand, persons should not be a subject for a totally automated decision making. So actually having an AI-based system to take automated decision, this is against GDPR in accordance to subject rights. You should not be subject for fully automated decision making. Now, maybe we have some legal colleagues attending the webinar, and now we are tackling some challenges when you implement AI-based system. So you may be accepted in a specific specialty, or when you apply for a specific university degree due to your ethnic, your racial, or religious subject matter. Okay. Civil rights, privacy. Okay, I will jump from this point to show you something, and I will be back. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, I will go. I will explain later. So civil rights. I'm not sure if you know or not. Few days ago, like 3-4 days, President Trump has signed a new presidential executive order allowing ICE immigration forces to use AI to collect information through mass surveillance in public areas and social media as well, to collect information about those who may be potentially illegitimate immigrant staying in within United States. Okay, I'm not discussing any political issue rather than explaining how technology may be used in some kind of discrimination or violating your privacy. I have another video I need to share with you as well about violating privacy protection. I will share it very soon as well. Your personal data may be used for AI training. I think everyone attending this webinar has experience with sharing at least one of his or her own photos for an AI model to see how your face will be looking like after 10 years or 20 years, or when you reach 60, for example. Everyone voluntarily shared his or her own photos in order to see how he or she will be looking like, but you don't know that you are simply training the model. This is how it works. Okay, your data may be collected in illegal way. Appropriation of personal data model. This is collection of the data without having clear consent from the subject. AI now is interfering with your decision because, as you learn very soon, your decision may be impacted directly or indirectly based on AI feedback for you. Again, it is already mentioned, lack of transparency, like you have your loan request rejected, but you don't know why. Okay, job loss as well explained earlier. Now I will go through exploring a range of news for practical cases, confirming the list of harms I already told you about. This is, as you see, telling you about impact of independent decision making. Many practical cases, many technical and academic researches is confirming or are confirming that your decision now being highly impacted with AI, and this is a sample news. You can check resources, you can check dates as well. This is additional sources for such kind of news or resources, impact on your decision making. AI may affect the mental health, especially for teenagers, not only adults, but also teenagers and child as well. Okay, again, most of news mentioned in my presentation ranging from a few days ago till around 2 days ago. Okay, or 2 weeks maximum. So this is some news about a study done by Harvard exploring effect of social media on teen girls' mental health. Okay, this is very recent news. As you can see, in August, we have a teenager who suicide after having discussion with ChatGPT, and it became the first ever, I'm not sure if the word is correct or not, to say AI supported suicide case. And this is Times news referring to another girl who got, let's say, impacted by AI, and she's suffering from disorder, eating disorder, as a kind of negative impact for AI. Okay, a third one, meta suppressed research on child safety. So it is very clear now AI may impact our childs, teenagers, adults as well. Affecting social skills. Since everything became online, since vast majority of interactions became a part of social media, mobile apps, instant messengers, and so on, when it comes to practical life experience, it is started to be detected that artificial intelligence is impacting real life social skills, especially for new generations like Gen Z and similar. Greater exposure for non-appropriate content, and definitely this is may require a complete webinar to speak about. Actually, we need first to identify what is meant by inappropriate. Is it inappropriate from ethical perspective? Is it inappropriate from age perspective? Is it cultural perspective? Okay, and so on. So now everyone may be a subject for kind of experimental trials. Companies or models, AI models, I mean, may be performing in order to assess your personality and create kind of personal profile for you, your kids as well. This is just to share with you how practically your data is exposed. This is a screenshot from my own Google dashboard or my activity under Google, showing you how every single video you are watching is monitored under YouTube, as you can see in this area. Okay, your timeline, where you visit, which location you visited before, where you are right now. Okay, simply your location history. Okay, this is your web activities and application activity, every single site you visited, every single word you searched for through Google, every single app you installed, when you used it, where you used it. In case you have more than one phone, it will be clear you used this one through your iPhone or your Samsung phone or whatever else. Why I'm sharing this? Simply to tell you the accuracy and the level of details of your personal data. Yes, should be with consent. I understand, should be with consent, but I don't think everyone is really reading the privacy notes from Google, Facebook, or whatever else. And it's important. It's important to highlight how the risk is looking like. So this is just a part. Even if when you delete the data, and I added this intentionally, when you delete the data, this is telling you deleting your data somehow will make your data disappear from you, but it doesn't mean your data completely deleted. Okay, it may be anonymized, it may be pseudonymized, but by any mean, Google or others may keep your data for further research and analytical reasons. Okay, I have an important video. I am not sure if audio will be working or not. Just let me know if audio is working. Mostafa, I appreciate your feedback, please.
Yeah, it's working, but without voice.
I'm sorry?
It's working, but without voice.
Working without voice. Okay, just a second, just a second. Because actually I tried something, but audio didn't work as well. Could you please confirm is the audio will be working now?
It's not working.
Okay.
Can you
playing the video.
Yeah. Can you please try clicking?
I will share the link within the chat just to confirm. At least audience can check this later. Okay,
Okay.
and I will do my final trial because I know.
Okay, I think the audio will have a problem. So just to avoid delays, I shared with colleagues the link so they can check it again later. I will go back for my slides, but allow me to explain at least what is in the video. Could you please confirm my screen is shared right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just a second. Okay, the video simply speaking about target hypermarket. It was about detecting urgency case about a teenager, a girl, uh, like 16 years old, and the girl received discount coupon codes for newborn babies. The father of the girl has a problem. Why his girl or his daughter is receiving such discount coupon codes? And after a discussion with the branch manager for Target Hypermarket, they realized that it was a part of a new AI model was built by a data scientist recently joined Target Hypermarket. And the main reason to join such a hyper target market, the new model is about checking long-term customers, definitely ladies who has urgency like 9 months and then maybe like two or more years having something for newborn clothes, milk, something like that. This is kind of long-term customers. Accordingly, the model identified the girl based on her purchasing habits or purchasing behavior. Based on that, the model detected it looks like she's pregnant. Later on, model confirmed the pregnancy, and finally, as per the model expectation she was about to deliver, accordingly, the model sent her a discount coupon for newborn babies. I do appreciate if you have a look for the video maybe later on. Accordingly, definitely her privacy protection got violated, and it was a very big scandal at the United States at that time, where all news were speaking about AI defined the pregnancy for the daughter before her father. Okay, with respect for the privacy for the girl, but this is one of the very attractive scenarios happen based on AI personal data analysis. At the group harms, at the level of the group harms, we may have a specific group, we may have minority of people who will go through some specific risks like face recognition, as I mentioned earlier, maybe for those who has dark skin, just in case. Maybe we are subject for mass surveillance without a justification. I understand that we may have some colleagues from Europe, and in Europe, privacy is something with very high value. So having surveillance with no need to have such mass surveillance or no justification is something against privacy. Civil rights as well, socio-economical points like accepting only people with white faces or dark skin only, or those who are coming from a specific religious background or specific demographic or something like that. Again, let us explore some news. This is some brand new uh, photos. Can you see? This is 25th of October, just the 25th of October. Okay, ICE, immigration forces in the United States, just spent millions on social media surveillance AI program. Once again, this is the one I mentioned earlier to detect or to recognize those who may be potentially staying in the United States as illegal immigrants. Another one like Prime, but with human being, how Trump administration using AI Trump up immigrant enforcement. You can simply link such practical real life news with what we mentioned earlier. Again, impact on mental health for everyone. Social media addiction, okay, became something very well known for everyone. Societal harm, even at society level, we may have spread of disinformation. Okay, and it is important to highlight the difference between misinformation and disinformation. Spreading disinformation is simply to publish misinformation intentionally. Ideological bubble. AI would like to know what makes you happy. And then you will be flooded with kind of news you are simply need to receive. If you are happy to receive news about country X, you will be flooded, as I mentioned, with country X news, knowing nothing about anything else. If you are happy to adopt a specific political approach, you will also you will be supplied only with news feeds that is supported your ideology. This is defined as ideological bubble, deep fake. Having false authentication with banking systems became something very common right now. And recently, your safety, your data may be shared with whoever can access the data at maybe at the group level, maybe at society level, maybe at the country level, maybe for law enforcement in some cases, maybe as a part of counter-terrorism. May impact other safety. Okay, again, some practical, I'm sorry. This is, as I said, disinformation, societal harm, like democratic process. I think majority of our esteemed audience already understand and know something about Cambridge Analytica and what happened in order to make kind of reshaping the mindset for some American in some American states in the United States about supporting Trump or first campaign versus supporting Hillary Clinton. Okay, some news about this. Again, I'm just trying to go faster for the time. Okay, Google and Facebook are watching our every move online. It's time to make them stop. Increasing digital addiction. I already highlighted this earlier. Okay, some academic studies about Instagram made me buy it. Generation Z impulse purchases in a fashion industry. So it's impacting your habits, it's impacting your culture, it's impacting the way new generation actually is behaving, shaping preferences and decisions for everyone, not only for young generations. Okay, reinforcement information bubble, as I mentioned earlier, you like a specific ideology. I can promise you will never see one single news or one single article related to the other opinion. So you will have like a fence surrounding you for not receiving any other information, and you will be like a prison within. You will be like within a prison for your ideology. At the environmental level, AI is requiring a very aggressive amount of processing power, electricity, water. Accordingly, it may impact the environment. And this is some statistics about kind of analogy, how much carbon footprint you are generating for every single ChatGPT query or something like that. Again, for the time, I'm going faster. Additional organizational harms for the organization. I need to share now, maybe it's a new collection. This is actually kind of research I did it myself about impact of artificial intelligence with national security. And this is not everything, but it's right, like a diversity of aspects where national security may be impacted by AI. Again, I'm confirming what my colleague Mostafa said earlier. Each risk may involve one or more opportunities. So I'm not against the AI. I'm just doing my job to highlight diversity of risks. So please do not get me wrong when I say I need to focus on AI risks just to take care about, just to know how to deal with it, not to stop using AI for sure. Okay, so we have a wide diversity of AI risks, and I have some selection for some of them. AI in cyber defense. Definitely, we have at least a group of security professionals attending the class or attending this webinar. I can confirm AI now is definitely augmenting our threat detection, and artificial intelligence became a great value for supporting threat intelligence feeds, analysis, for supporting automated decision making, for supporting autonomous SOC, automated security operations center, also something like uh, security I'm sorry, security tricking other attackers or cyber model to attract the attacker, and then attackers will try to deal with fake vulnerabilities, okay, which is simply allow you to study them, to study their behavior, their tools, try to analyze their behavior, and the machine learning can, if the word is appropriate, play with them. So they will feel like they are really dealing with a kind of real system while you are collecting more information, study your enemy in an excellent way. This is again simply augmenting your cyber defense systems or your threat intelligence. Okay, this is very important. This one is really very important. Autonomous weaponry, this is something very serious. I do invite you to check YouTube for this title because you will be shocked about how the future of weapons will be looking like, because simply it would be AI based with face detection, with collecting data about you from your social network and so on. Okay, surveillance system again got supported with AI for enhanced model of collecting data, enhanced model for analyzing data, analyzing behavior, connecting pieces together, collecting data from more than one camera and reach a conclusion. This is why AI-based systems definitely is providing us with great value for national security level. Again, as I mentioned some risks, I'm mentioning some opportunities. AI may be supporting open source intelligence with great value to connect pieces together. Okay. Deepfake became really an issue, deepfake and disinformation. Okay. Any country now, any group of people, any society may be subject to be targeted with disinformation campaign. Unfortunately, AI now can impact your behavior, can impact your mode, can impact your psychology, because simply you will be, as I mentioned earlier, flooded with negative news, bad news about many other things. So you feel frustration from everything, maybe in work, in life, and so on. Okay. This is something very important. This graph was extracted from one of NATO publications. I got this from one of NATO publication speaking about cyber warfare. And as you can see, one of pillars, I appreciate your attention, please, for this one. One of pillars for cyber warfare is psychological warfare. So confusion, frustration, negative changes, negative perception, okay, anxiety, okay, and others, even trust in technology may be a target from your enemy to impact your life, to make you feel losing trust in everything surrounding you. Definitely AI may be used in counter-terrorism, okay? Election security, this is what I mentioned earlier for Cambridge Analytica. And just in case someone doesn't know something about this, I do invite you to have a few minutes watching any video related to Cambridge Analytica scandal was conducted earlier. Okay. Unfortunately, for the second time, I will not be able to share the audio for you. So I will just highlight something. This video is speaking about a new model of smart weapons. This very small drone is AI-based one. Okay, I can share with you the link later, maybe through MSB website for this video. And as you see, this very small drone is connected with a cloud. It has face recognition capability. It is AI based. It has sarcastic movement, so it is anti-sniper. Okay, it collects data from your social network, any other source of information. Accordingly, we can collect information about people based on their interest, based on their ideology. If you are sharing a hashtag, believe me, this is maybe an identifier for a later time to select you, to categorize you under specific categorization. Regardless what is the categorization will be looking like, but this may be used later on to select you as a target for AI based smart weapon in some day. Okay. And if you have any question or answers, it will be a pleasure to answer your questions.
Just to clarify, for anyone who would like to make a question, you can write the question so we can read it and answer for you. And regarding the videos included in the presentation, we will make sure to also include those videos when we share the webinar in our YouTube channel and website as well. So you can check our LinkedIn page when we do the post about the webinar. So you can also then see the presentation of the webinar in YouTube and check the description for the two links of video shared by our auditor, Mr. Moneim. Thank you.
Okay, welcome.
So now we just will wait for any questions that anyone might have.
I just would like to add just one single definition I missed earlier about cyber deception. In case we have some of audience are interested in cyber security or relation between security and AI, I do invite you to read more about cyber deception. I mentioned this earlier, but I didn't mention the definition. Cyber deception. It's a new era of AI-based security system to collect information about your potential enemies and provide you with some advices for corrective actions.
Thank you. I guess we have one question.
Okay.
The first one is, which type of company must comply with this standard?
Okay, let me take this.
Okay.
It's based on what is written in the two ISOs we are covering in clauses number 1, 2, and 3. Every ISO standard is introducing itself, saying that it can be obtained by private companies or governmental entities or even NGO, non-governmental authorities, which means that, or organizations, sorry. It means that it's based on the needs of the organization. Any organization can apply for each of these two standards.
Okay. So the next question is for acquiring ISO 42001, is it preferred to acquire first the 27001 standard?
Okay, Mostafa would like to answer?
Okay, let me
Or
take
shall
this
I?
one.
Okay.
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 It's preferred. It's a preferred. Why? Because as we said, we will have shared risk management methodology, risk assessment, risk treatment, and at the same time, this will impact the part related to information systems. So instead of having this covered by the 42001, which totally cares about the impact of AI on people and their privacy, it will be have good background by having information security controls.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, what kind of control or inspection we can place on deepfake?
Okay, actually, deepfake doesn't have a specific control because no one specific control. It's a long story. It requires technological aspects. It is not about process or policy or procedure we can draft. It requires technological aspects in order to analyze deepfake created videos or movies or audio clips. Even photographs may require specific technology. Some guideline may be used, but it is not enough to be considered as adequate control. Like the length of your shadow. If you have a specific light source, your shadow should be in a specific direction. Okay, so in case you have artificial made photo, it may be not matching the direction for shadow. The length of shadow is as well may be another point of view. The angle of lighting may be another point of view. But by the end of the day, in my own opinion, with the advancement of AI, it is not enough to use such high-level guidelines for investigation, but it would require technology for identifying if the video was created with whatever AI tool or not. So it's a deeply technical issue rather than something we can have with only a policy or procedure, but we can have some process or controls in order to double check or verify. Allow me to share with you something happened practically. Some people had a video call with their banks in order to authenticate a transaction. In this case, we can, even with the video call, we can use an additional authentication mechanism like maybe smart card, like biometric authentication, like a shared secret, not only the video you are receiving. So it's more than one line answer to answer this one.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. We have some more questions. The next one is regarding small and medium businesses and challenge of implementation cost. Is there any way to find a reasonable and affordable solution of system for AI governance and risk control?
Okay. Mustafa would like to answer, or shall I answer?
No, you can take this one too.
Okay. Okay, basically you have a scope. You can select appropriate size scope where your budget could fit, and then you can extend your scope as you go later on. Focus with more higher risky areas, and then you can, as I said, you can add more scope later on. It is acceptable in ISO to have different levels of maturity, but allow me to explain, and definitely Mostafa is invited to share his own feedback as well. You can start with a system with minimal requirements, but later on you can enhance the level of maturity for the system. So you have two main measures to focus on. Number one, the scope. Number two, level of maturity. In case we speak about a large environment, large organization, highly mature system, you can have a full set of policies, procedures, a highly mature documentation system. While in a small organization, it would be accepted in accordance to clause 7.5 in different ISO standards. It could be accepted to have less mature documentation. Less mature documentation means you have very basic document system, maybe very large document under the name of management system manual, not single policy for everything, not single owner for everything. Okay, and definitely Mostafa can add more if you would like.
Yeah, and we say to small organizations and medium organizations which can afford huge implementation or a large scope audit, that start with the best thing you have. Okay, and then you can increase the scope of the certification in the first or second surveillance or in between. So just start, and later you can increase the scope and have another certificate, including the larger scope you have reached.
Thank you to both of you. The next question is, what is the maturity level of compliance with these control? They say that for AI, they notice that there is a significant alignment with the control in ISO 27001.
I think that based on the nature of the two ISO standards we are talking about today, that each one of them has annex with very dedicated controls. But when we read the two types of controls, we can find that they are related so much. In the 27,000, we are talking about technical, logical, human, physical controls related to information security. But when we move to AI management systems, the annexes are talking about requirements related to how to protect AI systems and their impact on personal information and their daily management. But at the end of the day, all these systems, all these algorithms and models should be protected as information system. So they are somehow integrated. They can be integrated and they impact each other. So back to the first question, yes, if we can have both management systems and if they can be integrated in one integrated management system, this will be the best case scenario, I think.
Okay, thank you. I will make another question. This one says, how does the ISO 42001 certification be helpful in organizations?
I think that it's much more than helpful, because let's compare between those organizations who don't have a management system for AI and those who have it. Those who don't have it, they are just caring about having AI, reducing time, reducing money, having everything quickly done, impacting the sales, something like this. They don't care about how AI is managed. What is the actual impact of it? While the others, those who have an AI management system, something like those who are following the requirements of our ISO 42001, they are caring about the impact. They are caring about risk. So they will have a lot of benefits, including not impacting their customers, not impacting their brand, following regulations, and so on. You can say whatever you like based on the benefits of the related to the context of each organization, of course.
Allow me to add something, Mostafa. Actually, having the AI management system is enhancing your risk management capability for your internal risks if you are developing an AI-based app or you are heavily depending on AI systems. In some areas like European Union, it is highly supporting compliance with EU AI Act, where it has to be precisely managed to understand your liability, to understand your accountability, to understand the layers of responsibilities and accountabilities as well. United States, many states already started to have their own AI Act. In Canada, also they have an AI Act. Your notification requirements, your incident management, just in case, your data selection, how to deal with AI-specific risk like data or bias, explainability, and so on. Your product may be banned from working in a European Union, by the way, if the product highlighted or defined as a high-risk product. So I do recommend those who are working in European Union or having any kind of business relation with European Union to have high-level introduction about EU AI Act. Some products are not allowed to be used in European Union because it is defined as high risk. Products that may impact human rights somehow is not allowed to work in European Union. So having a management system will make everything clear for you, will have a clear way or roadmap to implement controls as well.
Okay, thank you for your answers, and thanks to everyone who took the time to ask the questions. I would now close this webinar by thanking first our two great professional auditors, Mr. Adel Moneim and Mr. Mostafa AlShamy. It was a pleasure for me to host this webinar together with you, and to all of our participants, thank you for joining us. As mentioned earlier, everything will be published in our website, also in our LinkedIn and YouTube channel. You can always check MSCCB website and LinkedIn profile. Also, you can find our two auditors' profiles if you want to ask more question or anything else that you want to learn from them. In other hand, you can also contact info@msccb.com at any time you want. Thank you once again, and we'll talk in our next webinar.
Thank you, Anita, and thank you,
Okay.
everyone. Thank you, Engineer Adel.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.